Hello gamers and welcome back. I'm Rob, of course, or Warshack if you want to call me by my in-game name, and we are one game away from rank 7. We last got off when we got tilted by, I believe that anything can happen paladin. So I suppose I wanted to mix it up and play some faster games because that game took like 30 minutes just to lose to the OTK Murlockness. So I've actually built a zoo. But listen here, it's not the discard zoo. It's discard not. So it's basically, it's the sea giant variant, which we haven't seen in months. So granted, it is zoo, but it's got some cool cards in it that we normally don't see, which makes it a little bit less cancer. Still cancer, don't get me wrong. This is pure, this is deep, but this isn't as bad as some other stuff that we've seen. So I think this is a little bit cooler, so we can actually play it a little bit, and we'll see how well we do with it. If it doesn't do very well, then ripping the Ronies, chatteronies, but I think it'll perform pretty well. So against another zoo, Squire is good. Coining into Councilman is okay, but the problem is it only has one attack, and if he Flame Imps, he can Abusive Sergeant that and kill our 3-drop with his 1-drop and still have a card on the field. Abusive Sergeant's good with Argent Squire because we can trade up and it doesn't die. The problem is that we normally would want to coin into Councilman, meaning the Abusive Sergeant doesn't get a whole lot of value there. So I almost want to put this back and look for like either another 1-drop or a 2-drop to follow up after the Councilman, but I'm going to hold on to it because I'm greedy as fuck. Alright, so tonight, we got the 2-drop. So we got the 1, 2, 3 with the boofer in our hand. So this isn't too bad depending on what kind of warlock this guy is. I honestly prefer the Voidwalker. I don't know. If he plays Flame Imp, the Argent Squire is good. If he plays Voidwalker, Voidwalker is best. So I think I'm going to go with the Argent Squire. I think he's going to play Flame Imp. If he plays Voidwalker, then fuck me. Well, it's actually not too bad because then we just Abusive Sergeant. He taps. He's playing, he's not playing Zoo. He's playing Control, which means we're coining out the Councilman to try to put as much pressure as possible. I also don't play Zoo at all, so I'm probably not the best at this deck, guys. I don't play this. There's 2 decks I refuse to play, and that's Mid-Range Shaman and Discard Zoo. Those are just 2 decks that I just can't. Like, they're just too much, guys. They're too much. But we'll play the normal Zoo variant just because it's different. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's definitely not the same. All right, so I almost want to just tap and play a 1-drop, but the Peddler is basically the same thing as tapping because it generates a card. So I'm actually going to Peddler here, and then we'll throw down the Pillager. I like Power Overwhelming for sure. Bursting him down feels really nice. This plays around Hellfire because this doesn't die, and this doesn't die. So we just have a very resilient board. And then when we Defender of Argus, oh, fuck me. Well, that's an issue. Well, you see here, Timmy. We're in a tidbit of a pickle sauce. I mean, we could Power Overwhelming the Giant, but I'm gonna guess that he doesn't have the, what is it? The Shadow Pain, or whatever the fuck it's called. Shadow Flame. I don't think he's got it. If he doesn't have it, we basically win from this board state. But if he has Shadow Ward Pain, or Shadow Flame, we are so fucked. So we'll see if he has the Shadow Flame here. And no, fuck me. Why? It's a 1-of in his deck. Oh no. Okay, do we rebuild, boys? We're rebuilding, boys. We've got the Forbidden Ritual. It's just such a silly card because we're still pushing lethal, right? It's just like, oh yeah, you killed our board. Forbidden Ritual. And now we have Abusive, Power Overwhelming, which is like, what is this? 4, 6, 8 burst from hand for 3 mana. So as long as he doesn't have Hellfire on top of Shadow Flame, which would be his only 2 AoEs in the entire deck. It doesn't look like we don't know because Peddler, he still has 4 mana left. He could just like sacrificial his Peddler. Could have just been like, Refreshment Vendors. Is that enough? So he's at 14, and we have, this would be 6, 12. We have exactly 14. No, we don't, because we actually have to kill off one of our guys to play the other Abusive. So I think we're 1 off. Because we have 6 card on board. So we'd have to do 5, 9, 11, 13. We're 1 off. That's horrible. That's like the worst feeling ever. We are actually 1 off lethal. Do we just play Sea Giant and go face? I think so. There's no reason to use the burst right now. So what I see here is a Siphon Soul on the 8/8, and he's gonna kill off the 1/1s. Power Overwhelming, okay. Killing the 8/8, and then Mortal Coils it down. He doesn't have Reno, or he would have done that. And then I suppose Defender of Argus to taunt? Or no, Infested Tauren to taunt. Basic, I knew he's gonna play some form of taunt, right? So I think that is lethal here, because now we have 5 creatures on the board. We Abusive Sergeant into this, we have 4 less, and then 4 into Power Overwhelming is exactly what we need to succeed. Huta! Bink, 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 bink. Sorry, sound effects aren't included. Oh, okay, so we're joined tonight by this fine wine. We're a couple glasses in, as you could probably already tell. And, yeah, we went on I think a 3.5 or 4 mile jog after we got tilted from playing that Anyfin Paladin. So I decided I was gonna run out all of my tiltedness, drink some wine. You like that, guys? Discard. Not. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I don't know if I want to try for like we could like okay. Theoretically, the season ends fairly soon, and I could try my fucking little brains out, and we could hit probably Legend. Then I would be so drained that I wouldn't want to play in the new season to want to hit Legend before the new set comes out, because I want to be in Legend prior to the new set coming out. Flame Imp, Possessed Villager, Direwolf, this all seems so good. So we can just start deck testing in Legend with the new cards, and it doesn't matter because we're in Legend and it's just whatever. But the problem is the beginning of the season's the worst time to go for Legend, because that's when all the fucking tryhards are out and ready to fucking tango, right? That's when that's when I really, like, that's when I would strictly play Control Warrior and only Control Warrior. So we could be an asshole and we would go basically Flame Imp, Coin, Argent Squire, and his hero power doesn't kill either one of those. We go Possessed Villager. Alright, Possessed Villager is better with Power Overwhelming, so I think I'm gonna do the Argent Squire. Because if we go Villager, he actually can kill it, and then when we Direwolf, he can just do bad things. But right now, it's just like either Living Roots, or you would Wrath the cycle, or you're gonna Wrath the 3/2, and we're still gonna then just double Villager into Direwolf. So it's just like, it feels alright, right? And if he uses Wrath, then he's not living or wild growthing, which means he's not ramping, which means we don't have to be scared of big daddy dicks. Oh god. Innervate. Please don't do this. Mire Keeper for the ramp. Alright. Imp Gunga Boss. Alright, so I think this is definitely gonna go here, right? Like, I just feel like if this doesn't go here, bad things will happen to me. And I think we just go wide, right? Unfortunately, that was basically him wild growthing and having a Wrath. Because he killed our 3/2 and still wild growth. He did use an Innervate, but cards aren't important right now because he's just trying to be able to... Oh my fucking... Oh, Jesus. Fuck me, right? I think we just go Imp Gang and we just go face. There's no point to trade all of these into his 3/3 when his 3/3's like, worst case scenario, 3/3 goes into 2/4 and then he swipes. That's worst case. I swear to God. Don't play with me now, Druid. I ain't fucking with this right now. I've gotta, if we lose, we have to win, and then once we get into like at least 2 or 3 stars rank 7, we can lose. That's okay, because then we're not scared to go back to rank 8. But I ain't playing that teeter-totter in between rank shit right now. Ideally, you would like to trade, all these trades are terrible. So I guess the best case, you trade into the 2/4, right? Even though it doesn't kill it, it reduces it down, so if you do roll a swipe, it's gonna kill everything. But you'd kill everything with a swipe anyway, so I guess face would be the best place. Face is the best place. So this is a 4-drop. That feels really nice, right? This just feels good. And then we would just kill Azure Drake, correct? Or do we want to just Defender? Trade. Trade. I guess. And then we just play Sea Giant next turn. And it's just like, we got a field full of what's going on right now. But we are so prone to swipe. But if he had swipe, he would have used it. So he has to draw swipe. Oh, Sabretooth. By the way, we got to shout this guy out. What are you, Sabretooth? I know you're super fucking high right now. All right, you just got on. Let's give you time. But anyway, guys, our buddy Sabretooth on our friends list has been, he says, he's been watching our videos for a while now. And he was once rank 18. And then he started trying really hard. And then he is slowly but surely climbed his way up. And now he's like, I think he capped out at rank 10 legend or something like that. And he says our videos have helped him, which is absolutely insane. So I'm just so happy that even at the highest of ranks, my information is still helpful, even though I myself am horrible. Oh my gosh, there's so much to do here. We need to kill Emperor, but we also, there's Direwolf and Sea Giant action going on here, but there's also Knife Juggler. So we know we have to play the Direwolf in order to basically trade off into this guy. So if we play this, our field will be at 7. Which means we trade 1. Then drop this on this side. And then trade these into here. And then the Sea Giant will be next to Direwolf. And we've got an ice field going on here. Unfortunately, we didn't play Knife Juggler because we needed to play Dire and Sea Giant, because now most druids don't run Mulch anymore because they're just like, oh, we don't need it. So if they're not going to run Mulch, then I'm just going to play big dick cards like Sea Giant, where it's just like, well, if you don't deal with me, you know, I'm just going to fucking whatever the hell this guy's belt is. He literally has a captain's, you know, a steering wheel for a boat. I'm so retarded. What the hell is it? A wheel? I know it's a wheel. It's not an, for some reason, I don't know why, but anchor's coming to mind. But an anchor holds the boat in place. I'm not that, you know, anti-boat life-ish. This is horrible. I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't mention anything and slowly slide my cursor off to the side. Nothing to see there. It'll come to me like in the next episode or something. I'll just yell out the name of what it is. This guy is just like, did this guy just really play Sea Giant? did this zoo player just play Sea Giant? What the hell? It's not in the meta snapshot. It's not on Tempo Storm. What? This exists? But it's not on Tempo Storm. I didn't see a popular streamer play Sea Giant. What the fudge monkeys is happening? Power overwhelming top deck, easy. All right, we tap. Peddler. Ooh. So this is 10, 12. So if we get power overwhelming, we're at 17. No, we're at 16 because I can't count. So we basically have to make this trade. But if we don't, what if I don't? I guess Knife Juggler first, right? It all depends what this 1-drop is. What if it's Void Walker? I don't value the 1 damage more. I value a Void Walker more. Hey, buddy. You wish you had that Void Walker. You wish you had that Void Walker. Now you don't. Now you have to swing your 8/8 into this Void Walker. Unless you have Swipe. But if you had Swipe, you would have used it, which means you got to top deck it. Azure Drake into Swipe, I swear to God. If you done fucked me like that. Oh, God, this hurts. This hurts. This is bad. This is bad. This is not too bad. It's still bad. Don't get me wrong. This is fucking horrible. But we're just going to pretend like it's not too bad. So this is exactly 7. So we're going to be... Pew! 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 Alright, 9 both juggles hit face. Alright, not too bad. As long... We just needed both to go face. Or we needed both... At least 1 to hit the Azure Drake. Or 2 to hit the Azure Drake, right? Yeah, 2 need to hit the Azure Drake. Druid, what are you going to do? You have to deal with this guy who's going to summon some shit. I've got power overwhelming. So you basically have to kill my entire board. And I can't draw. There's nothing in my deck with charge. So, I mean, you got that for you. There's no burst in this deck besides... The burst in this deck comes from me having creatures on the board. That's the only way. There was no Doom Guards and there's no Soulfires. Because those are so situational. Plus, I gotta play something different. Everybody's playing the same Shit. Guys need to expand your horizons. 8 armor. All right. And you get to get the attack. So you should attack. You're probably going to attack. Oh, okay. I was going to say, if you attack the Imp Gang boss, it's... I don't know. Why didn't you draw first, fam? Why didn't you draw first? My dad asked, am I good? Why would I not be good? Power overwhelming, and he's at 10, and we're at, what is this, 4 and 8? So we need 2 power overwhelmings, which means Peddler is going to give us that power overwhelming we need. Corruption or Mortal Coil? That doesn't help us. I mean, Footman has Taunt, but the thing is leaving the Fandral, but we basically have to, right? How much is he at now? Both went face. So we're at 8 and he's at 9. Correct? Yeah, so he's 1 off. So there's no reason to power overwhelming yet. So we just basically have to hope he doesn't rip the Nourish, and the Nourish into like the Nourish into another Swipe, or like another Wrath or another Fail Rate. There's a lot of bad things that can happen right now. You just can't fuck me with the Nourish. You can fuck me with an Azure Drake. You can do a lot of things to me, but don't do the Nourish. Just not now. We need to win 1 more, and then I can lose. I don't care about that. We can lose 1 star. You make the attack, which shows that you can't kill that taunt. The Blood Mage protrudes nothing, and then that's a Moonfire. So that doesn't really do anything. And then the hero power to kill Knife Juggler puts you down to 3. Or no, 4. And then we just power overwhelming the Imp Gang boss and we win. Yay! We'll pretend like we don't have lethal. Boop. I just want to see if we tap, what would we get? All right, so now if we lose, as we see, we're 3 stars in, so we actually have to lose 4 games in a row to go back to 8. So we'll be fine. Sabretooth, rank 4 legend. This is my brother who said I helped him. Rank 4 legend. That's crazy. That's astonishing. Congratulations. You deserve it. Oh, by the way, there's Barnes in the deck. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Do we keep Barnes? I don't think so. Nah, we don't keep Barnes. That's too fucking greedy. In a zoo deck, keeping Barnes? I bet you guys are just like, why do you have Barnes in the deck? But there's so many good picks. There's so many good pickups with Barnes. It could get Imp Gang Boss, it could get Direwolf, it could get Possessed Villager, it could get Knife Juggler, it could get Abusive Sergeant. Like, why would you not, right? Like, it just seems good. So we can coin out Knife Juggler. I fucking didn't pay attention to how many cards he kept in his hand. So we kept a card. That means it's War Axe, and War Axe we wouldn't play Knife Juggler. But if we kept no cards and he mulliganed Damar, then we would coin out Knife Juggler because we have a Direwolf. But because I don't know, we're just gonna have to pass, and we're gonna have to coin into fucking Imp Gang Boss because I'm bad. You guys fucked me up because I was talking about Barnes. Good, we didn't play Knife Juggler. We're already thinking ahead. All right, so now we have to coin into the Imp Gang Boss, which is a perfect thing into his War Axe. But the problem is now if he attacks with his War Axe and then drops Ravaging Ghoul, we have lost this game. There's no, coming from a warrior player, that would be the play that I would be like, hey, Lamau, bad things are happening to you, warrior, or warlock. I'd be like, fuck you, Zoo, fuck you, bitch. Shield block. All right, we're in business, boys. Ooh. That's pretty resilient if we play this and we swing into there. And then we could actually just play the Abusive, but then we don't tap. And I feel like tapping in this matchup is really, really important. Because we basically have to out-resource him because he's going to brawl. And when he brawls, we're going to lose a lot of creatures, but we have to rebuild. So the point is to have just enough creatures so when he brawls, it hurts us, but doesn't hurt us enough where we can't rebuild, right? And the Sea Giants, we have to play these when he has no armor, forcing him to have to, like, Ravaging or Revenge, and then we play the Forbidden Ritual. I'm, like, basically reverse engineering. If I was, like, playing the Warrior, what I would not want this Warlock to do. I mean, we could play double Knife Juggler because it's annoying, and he already used Slam to kill one, and if he bashes, then he can only armor up. We could go Dire Wolf, Knife Juggler. We would go Knife Juggler, Dire Wolf, because then that's bad for him. But like Knife Juggler, Forbidden Ritual is like fucking OTK combination. So I guess we could just play one, right? Playing one's okay, and then this gives him like a really bad situation where he wants to kill the Knife Juggler and the Dire Wolf. So it forces him to have either a bash or a slam, and he already used one slam. And depending on what kind of warrior deck, he doesn't have the other bash, because I only play one bash. Looks like he's playing Dragon Tempo. Okay. This is perfectly fine. I can fuck with me some Dragon Tempo. If he doesn't have Ravaging, we can Knife Juggler, and then the 3 pings there, but that doesn't feel good enough. If I mean, we could Abusive Sergeant, trade into that, tap, or we tap first, Abusive Sergeant, Villager, and then see what happens. But like Knife Juggler, Forbidden Ritual just seems good, but the problem is it really is very, very weak to bad things, so we're just not going to do that. So we're just going to do a little bit slower. I mean, we could Knife Juggler. We'd actually, this would put us at 2, so there's no point to do that. Yeah, so we're just gonna play it a little bit slower. And now if he has Ravaging Ghoul, he'll use it. What the fuck am I saying? He'll use Ravaging Ghoul if he has it. And then we can drop the Forbidden Ritual with Knife Juggler, knowing that he's only has one more Ravaging in his deck, if he even plays Ravaging in his Dragon Tempo. War Axe. Ooh, why would you attack this one? Could be Control Dragon Warrior. What about that? So we tap Barnes. Or we could... I mean, Barnes lives to a lot of things, but... I mean, so does Voidwalker Imp Gang, right? So it's Voidwalker Imp Gang or Barnes. Actually, like Barnes. No, because if we get... We already... Knives. So what would we get out of Barnes? No, Barnes is fine here. That's bad. A lot of good targets. That's not one of them. And this isn't a good brawl board. It's weak to Ravaging, though. Chill Maw. That's why he killed the other one. Alright. So he had the dragon in his hand, and I didn't see if he drew that off the top, which means we need to calculate damage. If we power overwhelming through this, we know these are going to die. So we basically just need 2 damage. So if we had an abusive, that'd be really good here, but we don't. We don't want this to attack because this will still end up at 1 HP. We don't want to play the Sea Giant before we hit this because this damages everything, and then he can execute it for free. But power overwhelming just doesn't feel good. If we swing Barnes into there, that doesn't feel good. So I suppose we tap first and see what we get. That doesn't change anything. All right, so I guess this is going in. And then everything's, yeah. Explosions. And then I suppose we drop the Imp Gang, the Void, and this guy. And then next turn we're gonna drop Dark Peddler, get a 1-drop, play that 1-drop, play Sea Giant. Oh my goodness gracious. What do you want, Papa Jew? How many cards? 15 to his 16. How is he keeping up? I feel like we've tapped a lot. Azure Drake, that can be killed depending on what Peddler gives us. Orax into 1-3 feels good, man. I think we Peddler first. That's bad. Can't play these two yet. We could Defender and make trades. I don't like that though. We could tap first to see what we get. But then we can't play the Flame Imp with everything, forcing him to brawl. But he'd brawl anyway if he had it, so we're just gonna tap. The reason we did this is because he's gonna brawl now, and then we're gonna drop Knife Juggler and Forbidden. Double Flame Imp's gonna do 6 damage to us though, putting us at 12, or 12, 14. Dragon, control dragon warrior. Haven't seen that in a long time, guys. I like it. Bookworm. Okay. So we drop Sea Giant. Well, we tap. Do we play one of these? Nah. Well, we're gonna have to. No, we don't. I want to play a Flame Imp, but he's gonna brawl. He hasn't brawled yet. We have to expect a brawl is coming. So we have to be careful with our resources. Can't overextend. Like right now, if I was him, I would want the person to drop another. All right, so Ravaging Ghoul, execute. Okay. So now we go Knife Juggler, Forbidden. I mean, even that's almost weak to his board. So if we go Knife Juggler, Forbidden, or we could go Knife Juggler, Peddler, that's 6 mana. I actually like Knife Juggler, Peddler better. Oh my god, Stone Tusk is our only option. We could have tapped in there, but we're gonna take a lot of damage from the other shit. At least kill one of these. Yes, kill the 5. Kill it, kill it, kill it. Yes! Woo! Skill! Imagine we had double Knife Jugglers. That would have been 10 damage right there. Kills the Knife Juggler. Brawls it out. Brawls a board full of 1/1s. Feels good, man. That doesn't feel good. Do we just rebuild? Or do we like Flame Imp, Flame Imp? I guess we load up, right? But then it gives them a good... Ugh. There's not going to be any more synergy going on here, so... Don't do me dirty. Don't have another Ravaging, please. And I know you probably don't play Revenge. The reason we did this is because Maxie's gonna kill like what, 2 or 3 if he doesn't have some form of AoE, and then we go ahead and we either attack one in and Gormok and then just drop 2 Flame Imps, he brawls again, or we just go fucking balls deep and just hope he doesn't have the second brawl. Bran into what? Azure Drake draw 2. That's bad. That's bad. At least we can play Sea Giant for free. Yeah, I think we do this and then Gormok. Well, this. Then we Gormok this. Then we finish off this. Oh, fuck, we forgot to, nah, it's fine. No, it's not fine. Negative fineness. Oh, we needed to abusive. So it looks like we're not playing Sea Giant. Oh, I think I messed up there. We're supposed to play the Sea Giant, then trade, and then Boar. Because I have to be able to abusive to kill this Bran. Yeah. All right. Don't have the second brawl. Bad things. Well, if you have the second brawl, the councilman can live. I guess the councilman living is fine. Just not a 1/1. Rip. It's gone on pretty long. Oh man, feels bad. At least we lost once we were a couple stars into 7. Ugh. We just needed board control for like 1 turn. But I mean, if that's a control deck to beat this deck, that's pretty good. Because the thing is, they have bookworms, and then they have the 4-drop 3/6 with taunt, double brawl. They have ravaging ghouls. There's like a lot of good AOE in there. They have armor gain, and they have brawls. Like, at least like with paladin, they have equality consecration or wild pyromancers, right? But that's only 2 forms of big AOE. But warriors have just like multiple forms of mass removal on top of, particularly that deck, single target small removal and armor. It's just a good deck to play against aggro. So if you guys are facing a lot of zoo or aggressive based decks, Control Dragon Warrior is the way to go. It fucking demol. Like what just happened there? You can't. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should have went balls deeper sooner, because there's only 8 cards left in his deck, and we know he plays 2 brawls, so it's just like, of course. And then he has Chill Maul too, so it's like 2 brawls, Chill Maul, weapons, armor gain, ravaging ghouls, taunts, bookworms. We're so fucked. All right, so we'll end it here, and then we'll probably play a little bit more and hopefully get to rank 6. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Of course, I'm Warshack, and happy whatever the hell day it is.